Okay, so you heard this guitar in that opening tune. This is the Glarry Type 170 guitar, electric guitar. Comes from www.glarrymusic.com, so you can check them out. All the links will be in the description below. But they sent me this guitar just to do a little video review on, to check it out, and I'll let you guys know about it. If you like the song at the beginning of this video, or if you're interested in the jam track that comes later, you can sign up at jimmyparagalloguitar.com. Sign up there for a student account and the newsletter, and you can get a hold of these jam tracks for free. There's also some chord charts that I'll be putting up there as well that go with the jam tracks too. So sign up over there and get your free downloads that way. So I mean, it's a cool looking guitar. It comes shipped in the box with a practice amp, the tools you need to adjust it, a strap, gig bag, and instrument cable too to get you started if you don't have any of that stuff. So they kind of gear it towards a beginner. So I just want to give you a quick rundown of the guitar, and then we'll check out some more of the tones as I talk about the pickup settings and things like that. I mean, just starting from the top of the guitar, things I like. I think it's cool that they did the blacked out headstock. I think it looks better with their logo. I reviewed one of their Strat style guitars about 6 months ago, and talked about that one. That was actually pretty good guitar for, I think that one was like $60. This one's a little bit more for the whole package. But anyway, you got your regular run-of-the-mill tuners. These are a little loose, but they get the guitar in tune. They're okay. The nut on this guitar is actually nicer looking than the Strat style guitar that I reviewed, but it was pretty tight, and it doesn't work too well with the tremolo on this guitar. So that's one thing to note. It's going to need a good setup. The other thing on this one is it's cut way too high for the action at the first position, and you figure if they're marketing this towards a beginner guitar player, somebody that needs the practice amp and wants to start playing, you're going to be working a lot in your first position chords, your first position fingering, and the fact is the way it sits without getting that nut set up, this thing plays out of tune in the first position. So that's a little rough. So you notice the song that I played at the beginning, it's all, further up the neck, so you can kind of get away with that a little bit. The neck itself is maple, according to their specs. Got a scarf joint here at the top, and it's nice because it's, like the other guitar that I tried from them, it's got a good feel on the back of the neck. The fretboard, again, similar to the other one, the fretwork was nice on that guitar, and this is fine too. There's nothing, no fret ends sticking out, and that's great. You got kind of like the triangle shark inlays, I guess you would say. And I mean, the way that they do their fretboards for these kind of guitars, even on that Strat style guitar, it's a very flat radius. So, that style works better for a guitar like this. You play a guitar like this and you expect to have a really flat radius on the fingerboard. It's kind of the style of it. The body is basswood, according to what they say. I mean, first things first, this thing was a mess when I pulled it out of the box. It was dirty and dusty. I don't know if the box was sitting for a while in the warehouse and they sent me this one, because they reached out to me and asked me to pick a guitar off the site. So I picked this one. They said that they couldn't send it to me because they weren't doing it, for this round of reviews. But then they came back and said, okay, we'll send it to you. So I don't know if they pulled this one off the shelf and it had been sitting for a long time, but it was kind of a little bit messed up when it came, so I had to clean it up. The strings were really wore out. The E string was loose, attached to the ball of the string, and it just I bent it a couple times and it just came flying out of the trem block there, so I had to restring it up, kind of set it up a little bit. Pulled things off in the back. It wasn't as dirty as the Strat style guitar behind the the trem system and all that stuff. It's all really small and cheap and, not great metal, but it is what it is for a guitar like this. Electronics are a little crazy looking inside. The output jack, I plugged the cable into the output jack and the cable just fell right out. So I had to take that out and, kind of tighten it up a little bit so that the cable would actually stay in there. So that's one thing to note. But those are kind of the things that I came across while I was trying to get it playable. It wasn't exactly playable coming out of the box, but did a little bit of setup on it and kind of pulled it together. The other thing that I forgot to mention while I was looking at the back of the guitar, I'll try and get a close-up for you as well, but the bolts, or the screws where the neck bolts onto the body, if I'm looking at it this way, the lower left-hand screw has a couple of finish cracks around it near the bottom. I'll try and get a close-up of that for you. That's one of the other issues that I found with the guitar. Those are kind of the basics, the run-through on it. You know, you have a 5-way selector switch with a master volume and a master tone. So, I mean, that's as you would expect. Let me find my pick here. One thing that you will notice, let me just run through the pickup selector positions. All the way up closest to me as it sits is actually the bridge pickup. All the way down furthest away from me is the neck pickup. And in all honesty, in my opinion, those are the two usable sounds on the guitar. I don't know if something's crazy with the way that they wired it up, but I'm not taking the time right now to mess around with it. But I'll just show you the rest of the pickup positions because they're a little, in my opinion, kind of sad, but it is what it is. So here's the bridge pickup. Next position. You can really hear how it drops off there. Here's the middle position. There's your neck pickup there. So if I just run through all of them, you can hear the volume drop, maybe like a phase thing going on. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I'm not taking it apart or anything like that to try and work on it, but it is what it is as it sits. So I mean, just looking at it and feeling my way through it the way it is, it's a little bit of a stiff feeling guitar. It's not terrible, and I mean the package is good for what you get. I don't like it as much as their Strat style guitar. So, you know, if you don't care so much about the amp and all that stuff, I would more recommend going with one of their Strat style guitars if you like messing around, or even if you're a beginner. I think that's great. But it could also just be the one that they sent me. Like I said, maybe it was sitting around for a while, and it was just a little stiff. It needed a kind of like a run through, get the setup at least somewhat close so I could do a demo on it. So maybe your mileage would vary with another one of these models. Again, this is the Glarry Type 170 electric guitar. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's a cool looking guitar. Looks good with the white and the black. That's the one that I asked them to send me. But kind of is what it is. Those are the basic specs. Just some thoughts about it. But I'll go ahead and play you out with another jam track. But again, if you're interested in any of their other stuff, this one, kind of just my personal thoughts on it. Maybe you get a different experience if you pick one of these out. If you already have one of these, let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Let me know if yours is any better, any worse. Like I said, it just could just be the one that I ended up with. If you have any of their Strat style guitars, let me know too, because I tried one of those out. Good guitar. I liked it. But again, you can check out their stuff with the links in the description below. Some good stuff for a good price. You just have to try it out and see where you get with it. But anyway, let me play you out with some more tunes on this guitar. Again, this is the Glarry 170. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button if you enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one.